After 30 cruises, I discovered cruise lines have quietly changed their rules. And smart travelers who miss these updates are losing thousands of dollars before they even board. Welcome back to CruiseWise, your trusted source for smarter cruise travel. Today, I'm sharing 11 cruise policy changes that could make or break your 2025 sailing plans. And I guarantee by the end, you'll pack completely differently for your next cruise. Let's jump right in with something that caught even seasoned cruisers off guard. Secret number 1, the Bluetooth speaker surprise. Picture this. You've packed your favorite Bluetooth speaker for 15 years of cruising. Never had a problem. This year, security takes it at embarkation and you're left wondering what just happened. I'm talking about those portable speakers you've always brought for gentle music while getting ready, or that white noise machine that's been your sleep salvation on dozens of cruises. Well, the game has changed. Several major cruise lines decided these devices interfere with emergency announcements. Translation: they're worried you won't hear them tell you to grab a life jacket because you're too busy vibing to your vacation playlist. Sarah from Phoenix learned this the hard way on her Mediterranean cruise last month. 15 years of bringing her trusted white noise machine, and suddenly it's contraband. 3 sleepless nights later, she was ready to throw her snoring husband overboard. Smart cruisers are switching to high-quality noise-canceling earbuds instead. Download white noise apps before you sail. They work just as well and won't trigger the security squad. Plus, you'll actually hear those important ship announcements without missing your personal audio time. The payoff? Better sleep, zero confiscation drama, and you might even discover some great new apps in the process. Your neighbors will thank you too. Now, speaking of technology that's landing people in hot water, secret number 2, the Wi-Fi sharing trap. Here's where some tech-savvy cruisers got a little too clever for their own good. You know how cruise Wi-Fi costs about the same as your mortgage payment? Well, some creative souls started bringing personal satellite dishes and Wi-Fi hotspots to dodge those outrageous internet fees. Sounds brilliant, right? Beat the system, save hundreds of dollars, maybe become the hero of Deck 7 by sharing the wealth? Wrong move. Cruise lines caught on faster than you can say buffet line, and now they're actively hunting for rogue networks. Security scans for unauthorized connections like they're looking for smuggled rum. Robert from Denver thought he was a genius until his Alaska cruise turned into a tech interrogation. They didn't just confiscate his $800 Starlink setup, they flagged his entire family for additional screening. Apparently, sharing Wi-Fi makes you look like some kind of digital pirate. The smarter play? Research ship Wi-Fi packages before you sail and pick the best value for your needs. Download everything you can before boarding to minimize data usage. Take advantage of free port Wi-Fi for uploads and urgent messages. You'll end up with legitimate, reliable internet without the spy thriller drama. Sometimes playing by the rules actually costs less stress than trying to outsmart the system. But wait, this next ban affects something families have relied on for decades. Secret number 3, the communication device confusion. Remember when walkie-talkies were the cruise family's best friend? Mom's at the spa, dad's at the casino, kids are at the pool. Everyone stayed connected across these floating cities without burning through cell data. Those days are over. Walkie-talkies and wireless baby monitors are now persona non grata on many ships. The reason? They mess with ship communication systems. We're not talking about minor static. We're talking about potential interference with emergency radio frequencies. That's the kind of thing that makes cruise captains very, very unhappy. Even if your walkie-talkies are low power and cruise-friendly, don't count on sweet-talking your way past security. Some lines are done playing the guessing game and just ban them outright. A family from Michigan found this out the embarrassing way when they lost $200 worth of communication gear because nobody told them about the new policy. Their cruise coordinator was as surprised as they were. Instead, use your cruise line's official app for messaging and location sharing. Set up meeting times and places before you scatter across the ship. For families with young kids, stick closer together or designate one parent as the home base. You'll discover these ship apps often include helpful features like deck plans and activity schedules. Plus, no more hunting for charging stations for yet another device. All right, wine lovers, this next one's going to sting a little. Secret number 4. The wine box disappointment. Wine enthusiasts, we need to talk. You've probably been bringing a bottle or two of your favorite wine for balcony sunsets and romantic dinners. That's still fine, mostly. The plot twist? Boxed wine is now completely off the table. No exceptions, no negotiations, no, but it's really good boxed wine. Why the cardboard discrimination? Security says boxes are harder to inspect and easier to tamper with. Once they're open, monitoring becomes a nightmare. Basically, they can't tell if you've got wine, something stronger, or who knows what else sloshing around in there. Plus, let's be honest, portion control goes out the window with a box. They know it, you know it, and they'd rather not deal with the aftermath. A retired couple from Seattle had their anniversary cruise plans slightly derailed when their special boxed wine got the boot at check-in. 25 years of marriage deserved better than watching their celebration wine disappear into the security void. Stick with traditional sealed bottles if you want to bring your own wine. Research your cruise line's specific bottle limits before packing. Better yet, consider the ship's wine packages. They often offer excellent variety and value, especially during promotional periods. You'll avoid the hassle, support the ship's selection, and might discover some new favorites. Sometimes convenience beats stubbornness. Brace yourself. This next ban involves tropical fruit and social signals. Secret number 5. The pineapple problem. Pineapples are delicious. Pineapple decorations are cute and tropical. Upside-down pineapples on cruise ships? That's a whole different conversation. Turns out upside-down pineapples have become code in cruise culture for, let's call it, alternative social networking. Think less fruit salad, more adult meet and greet. This created some seriously uncomfortable situations for innocent families who just liked the tropical aesthetic. Imagine explaining to your teenagers why strangers keep knocking on your cabin door after you decorated it with what you thought was harmless fruit art. Cruise lines decided to eliminate the confusion entirely by banning upside-down pineapple displays in public areas. Even if you're genuinely just into tropical decor, it's easier to avoid the whole mess. Choose neutral, family-friendly decorations instead. Magnetic signs, photos, and conventional welcome messages work perfectly. Focus on designs that clearly represent your family's interests without potential misinterpretation. Your cabin stays welcoming without becoming a source of unintended social complications. Sometimes ignorance of unspoken codes is the better path. Now, this next restriction involves something most of us take for granted. Secret number 6. The outlet extension. Surprise. Modern life means multiple devices, and cruise cabins were designed when people owned maybe a radio and an electric razor. You've got phones, tablets, cameras, charging cases, hair tools, the list goes on. The logical solution? Multi-plug outlets to turn one outlet into several. Seems innocent enough. Plot twist. Many multi-plug devices with standard electrical sockets are now banned, even though USB-only charging hubs are still welcome. This distinction is confusing the heck out of everyone, including experienced cruisers. The difference matters because older ships have limited cabin wiring and they're worried about electrical overload. It's less about convenience and more about not wanting the lights to go out during dinner. After talking to crew members across different ships, they all said the same thing. Stick to USB-only charging stations. Skip anything that adds standard electrical outlets, even if it seems harmless. A tech-loving cruiser from Portland discovered this when his combination USB outlet hub got confiscated, leaving him with a serious charging problem for 6 devices and only 2 cabin outlets. Pack USB-only charging stations and multiple cables for different device types. Coordinate charging schedules with your cabin mate. Plan ahead rather than hoping to MacGyver a solution on board. Your devices stay charged, you avoid confiscation drama, and you won't have to play outlet roulette every night. Sometimes simpler really is better. This next ban might surprise the photography enthusiasts. Secret number 7. The drone dilemma. Those spectacular aerial shots of your cruise ship cutting through crystal blue waters, the ones that make everyone back home insanely jealous? Yeah, you're not getting those anymore. Drone usage is now prohibited on most cruise ships, and some lines won't even let you bring them in your luggage. The combination of safety concerns, security issues, and international regulations turned drones into floating no-fly zones. Even if you're responsible and skilled, the risks aren't worth it. Between ship safety protocols, port regulations, and varying international laws, Drones have become more trouble than they're worth. Instead, master your smartphone or camera's advanced features. Modern phones can capture stunning shots from ship decks and balconies that rival drone footage. Research port photography opportunities that don't require specialized equipment. You'll avoid legal headaches, save money on expensive equipment that might get confiscated, and discover that sometimes limitations spark more creativity. Plus, your photos will be more intimate and authentic. If you're planning family pool time, pay attention to this next change. Secret number 8. The pool safety shift. Remember when cruise pools were free-for-alls where anything inflatable was fair game? Pool noodles, floaties, inflatable unicorns? If it helped you float, it was welcome. Those relaxed days are over. Pool noodles, inflatable floats, and personal flotation devices are now banned from most cruise ship pools. Safety regulations tightened up, and space became a premium issue. The reasoning makes sense when you think about it. Cruise ship pools are already crowded, and adding inflatable obstacles creates navigation nightmares. Plus, safety equipment needs to meet specific standards. Families often pack elaborate pool gear without checking current policies. Kids get disappointed, luggage space gets wasted, and pool time becomes less fun than planned. Focus on swimwear and accessories that enhance comfort without requiring flotation. Take advantage of complimentary life vests provided by the ship when needed. Explore pool games and activities that don't require personal equipment. Starting to see a pattern with port restrictions? This next one affects your beach days. Secret number 9. The sunscreen situation. Your regular SPF 30 that's protected your family for years might be persona non grata at your dream destinations. More cruise ports are banning non-reef safe sunscreens, and the fines aren't small talk money. Hawaii, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and parts of Mexico are leading the charge. Local authorities don't just suggest reef-safe alternatives, they enforce the rules with actual penalties that can seriously impact your vacation budget. The chemicals in traditional sunscreens can harm coral reefs and marine life. While your cruise line might not confiscate non-compliant sunscreen, local authorities absolutely will stop you at beaches and popular excursion sites. Research reef-safe options before you sail and pack accordingly. Check port-specific regulations for your planned destinations. Consider purchasing compliant products on board if you're uncertain about local rules. You'll have unrestricted access to all beach and water activities, contribute to marine conservation efforts, and avoid those awkward conversations with local enforcement. Your conscience and your wallet will thank you. This next restriction affects your onboard entertainment choices. Secret number 10. The gambling game rules. Friendly poker games have been cruise social staples forever. Meeting new people over cards, small stakes fun, the camaraderie of a good hand, it's all part of the cruise experience. But playing for real money outside the casino? That's now a fast track to unwanted attention from security. Even friendly games with cash stakes can get shut down immediately. The issue isn't about spoiling your fun, it's about international gambling laws and jurisdictional headaches. When you're in international waters or different ports, the legal landscape gets complicated fast. Cruise staff would rather avoid the whole mess by keeping all cash gambling in supervised, regulated casino areas. It protects everyone from complex legal issues that nobody wants to navigate during vacation. Keep money-based gambling in the casino where it's properly regulated and supervised. Organize friendly games using chips, points, or small prizes instead of cash. Explore the ship's official casino for legitimate gaming excitement. Now for the final restriction that's already affecting real travelers. Secret number 11. The accessibility booking requirement. This last one hits differently because it affects people who genuinely need accommodations. New policies require advance declaration and appropriate cabin booking when bringing mobility assistance devices. The change means you can't just show up with a wheelchair and expect accommodation in a standard cabin. Proper planning and communication during booking are now mandatory, not optional. Some travelers have been denied boarding after arriving with undeclared accessibility equipment. Families have faced thousands in rebooking costs or missed cruises entirely because of miscommunication about mobility needs. The cruise lines say it's about ensuring adequate crew support and safety compliance during emergencies. Advance notice lets them prepare properly rather than scrambling at embarkation. But for travelers who previously booked standard cabins with foldable chairs or occasional mobility aids, this represents a significant change in both planning and potentially cost. Communicate all mobility needs clearly during initial booking, not at embarkation. Verify equipment policies with your specific cruise line before finalizing travel plans. Consider the enhanced services and support that come with proper advance planning. Proper planning guarantees boarding and ensures optimal cruise experiences tailored to specific needs. You'll receive enhanced services throughout your sailing, and your cruise becomes more comfortable rather than stressful. So there you have it. 11 policy changes that could completely reshape how you pack and plan for 2025 cruises. Which one caught you most off guard? Have any of these new restrictions affected your recent cruises? Drop your stories below. I rate every comment, and your experiences often become the foundation for future videos. If this video saves you from confiscation headaches and security delays, hit that like button and subscribe to CruiseWise for more insider updates. Share this with your cruise friends. They'll appreciate the heads up before their next sailing. Thanks so much for watching. Smooth sailing, and I'll see you on the next CruiseWise.